Hello, in this video we're taking a look at driving therapy and why it often doesn't work. I work online with people all over the world to help them overcome their fear of driving, and one of the most common questions I get asked is, how come I've been for hypnotherapy and it didn't work? I went to see a hypnotist and they put me into this trance and nothing happened and I think it's all rubbish and it just doesn't do anything. That's often because they are what we call a script reader, the lowest form of therapist who many people would like to see banned from the industry altogether. So what is a script? Well, quite simply, a script is a story that you're read and it's supposed to fix your problem, but it won't for one main reason. And if you've seen my videos before, you know what I'm about to say. Driving anxiety has nothing to do with driving. People who read scripts are fixing the symptom, not the real problem. So it's the same for any problem, right? If you've got a fear of going to see a dentist, that's nothing to do with the dentist. A fear of heights has nothing to do with heights. A fear of spiders has nothing to do with spiders. Fear of flying, nothing to do with flying. The problem is a symptom. That's the way the problem, the real problem, which you need to get to, shows up. So what a lot of therapists do wrong, and this is probably 90% plus, probably 98% plus, is they try and fix the symptoms, which is wrong in the first place because they're fixing the wrong thing, and then they fix the symptoms in a way that doesn't even work. So the reason your anxiety hasn't gone, your driving anxiety remains because you've been to a therapist who's fixing the wrong thing with a method that doesn't even work. So this is how it goes, and if you want to look for proof of this, go online and search for a hypnotherapist in your area, and I'll guarantee you'll find people who will list things like, I help with stop smoking, fear of flying, fear of driving, insomnia, weight loss, pain control. They just do everything. And what happens is you'll go along to them and they'll get the book out and they'll say, right, what's your problem? Oh, fear of the dentist. So in this book it lists lots of different things. There is, and I should point out that this book is actually good in a way because it does actually say, the author does say, this alone will not fix the problem. It does say, don't rely on your scripts, so I'll give them credit for that. But the problem is a lot of these books don't tell you that, and a lot of therapists think this is going to work and it won't. So in here I've got things for fear of the dentist, turning off pain, self-confidence, self-worth, stopping smoking, pass your driving test. We'll have a look at that one. And it's got all these different things. So when you go to a therapist and this is not going to work, you'll say, I've got a problem with the dentist. So they get the book out and they say, okay, so the dentist page, here we go, turn to the right page. Now I'm not going to read this word for word for copyright reasons, but I'm going to sort of change what they're saying. So as it says, the dentist, if you can see there, the dentist. So as you sit comfortably there with your eyes closed, I want you to eliminate discomfort, eliminate your anxiety, drift deeper and deeper. Listen carefully to the sound of my voice. Did you know you have a hand? Did you know you could lift your hand, but you could choose not to lift your hand? And as you remove your hand from your body and you start to chew gum, what? This is drivel. This is what most people think hypnotherapy is. And you read this story, let's go to another part. You are sitting comfortably in the waiting area. You are feeling calm. You have no worries. And the dentist calls your name. I can't even read this. It's painful. Because when you understand how therapy actually works and you look at script readers, this is what they do. Most therapists will just sit and read you a story. How is it going to get rid of driving problems? Let's go to the one, pass your driving test. I've not read this. I bought this book when I trained and then I found out how rubbish scripts were. I'm not making it up. Pass your driving test. You can go deeper, and with each relaxing breath you have more control. Again, I'm changing this so I'm not reading it from the book, I'm just summarising what they're saying. When you are called upon to demonstrate your skill, you will be calm and confident and relaxed. The examiner will praise you when you check the mirrors. You will turn the steering wheel so calm. What a load of rubbish. This is tripe. It's got nothing to do with driving. If you've got a fear of a driving test or driving anything, it's because you've got a trapped emotion. Something from your past is trapped and needs to come out. It's like having a big burp, like some people do. I've done sessions with people where they've been sitting there and sometimes they just burp and they say, oh, sorry. And I say, no, that's the problem coming out. And it sounds funny, but people burp. People have vomited. People have released things in other ways I won't say, and please don't let this put you off, but be aware these things can happen. The person who trained me once had somebody lying on his sofa because he was doing a real life session, and the person defecated on his sofa because that was the problem coming out. So please don't let that put you off. I know it can sound horrible. That's very rare. But things do happen like that. You might do a session and afterwards you have an hour or two where you feel fine, and then you have a complete mental breakdown and start crying for hours uncontrollably. That's the emotion coming out, the problem coming out, and I've been through it myself. So that's just a quick video to explain why these scripts are a load of rubbish. First of all, they don't work anyway because they're working on the wrong thing, and it's never going to get rid of the problem. Some people say they've got rid of problems using this. They haven't. It's just, that's placebo. Sometimes people go along and they're just convinced it's going to work. And I believe, trust me on me, believe me, if you go to a therapist who is going to read you a script, you're not going to fix your problem. And that is often what does a lot of damage to this industry. When people say, I went along to see a therapist and nothing happened. And that's one reason why, because you probably had the misfortune of seeing a script reader. I don't do scripts, I do it properly. I've trained way beyond scripts. There are other methods I do videos on. There are different things, different levels of therapist. And I'm now just underneath the top one. I'm kind of second from top. But that's for other videos. But if you've got a problem driving and you want to get rid of it, you don't need to go to see someone in office. It can be done online. You can do it in under an hour, not always, but it can be done. And it's nothing like reading a script. I'm not going to be reading you a nice, relaxing, calm story. It doesn't do anything. My sessions are just talking. So it's just talking to each other. I use what's called conversational hypnosis. So we talk to each other. And don't worry about the whole hypnosis thing. It isn't like people think. You're not going to go into some deep, horrible trance and be uncontrollable. It's just a normal conversation. And at the end of it, you'll think back and you'll think, what was all that about? What were we talking about? And you often won't be able to remember anything we said. And you'll be scratching your head thinking, what happened? What were we talking about? I remember something about a penguin. What was that about? If you want help with your driving anxiety and you want to really get rid of it, check out these other videos on the screen now. Contact me through my website firstdrive.com to book your session with me. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.